Hey everyone, welcome to Show Me Your Builds. I'm sick, but I promised a video, so I'm damn well going to do that video, and Jay's here too. Hi Jay. Okay, you there? Jay?
Meow.
Okay.
Meow.
Was just wondering. So anyways, picked out a few of your builds, and eventually we're going to be doing a Show Me Your Build live, but, you know, originally this was going to be a live thing, but then I got sick, so fun stuff. Alright. So, first up and foremost, we were sent in a Soren from a friend by the name of Taco. He says that he keeps getting him, and he was wondering if there was any good way to build Soren to make him interesting or powerful. So,
Did all of us Soren were speed minus? Because this is a speed minus Soren.
oh. Well. I don't...
Well.
Eh.
In case you don't know, when you're merging units, you can merge a +4 into a normal one and then get a +5 on that normal one. So if you do get a better IV set, which is what I'd suggest you to go for first, because speed minus really holds him back. I maxed out the HM unit of a 5-star Soren with speed minus. I can tell you that much. Speed minus is extremely detrimental. But he works a lot like a Nino. You don't even have to kill like a 5-star Nino. Just give him a regular ground blade.
Yeah.
And he works pretty well, pretty much the same way as Nino works. Best IV is definitely speed plus.
Yeah.
Again, with speed being extremely relevant.
He can be a really powerful green tome unit, and if you really decide to build him that way, I mean, it works a lot like, you know, any blade tome unit, where if you give him a blade tome, you want him to be fast, because that will allow him to hit much, you know, well, double a little bit, hopefully, and then also not get doubled, you know. And with the Grand Blade, where, you know, buffs are key, you'll want to have that happen. Just saying.
Yeah. Also, the best thing about Soren is, unlike Nino, he does not get butchered by Reinhardt as easily. Because, yes, Nino gets killed by Reinhardt, which is somewhat of a problem. Just like if he's using Quicken Pulse plus Moonbow, he can actually kill Nino.
Yep.
But Soren, on the other hand, has more chance of survival because a bit more res.
Yeah, he has more res as a unit, so.
Yeah, more res and more HP.
I mean, Soren is a pretty good tome unit if you decide to use him, and since green tomes are so
prevalent?
Relevant to the meta, I would say, more than prevalent, but relevant because of Reinhardt. If you build him correctly, and if you happen to get another one, I suggest aiming for one that has, you know, speed, probably, as Jay pointed out. So, I mean, honestly, for a slot, what would you put? Just give us a rundown, since you seem to you know Soren a lot better than I do. So
it's essentially just like Nino, so like Fury, Desperation.
Yeah.
You can also use Draconic Aura for a spec, which I'd recommend over Luna, because the way Blade Tome works, they give you buffs. So like, say you just have Erica with like the most basic buffing tools ever.
Yeah.
You're still getting 16 attack from this.
Yeah.
And it's the same might as Excalibur, so you're going to have like 58 attack, so Draconic Aura does an extra 17 damage.
Yeah, so and in C, it's really up to you at that point. Usually when it comes to units that are being buffed, I don't really put C, you know, a buff in the C slot, but I mean, it's really hard to say.
Well, it really depends on how you play the game yourself, really.
Yep.
Like I tend to use buff on almost every unit I have. But that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, some of the time I put, like, you know, threatens and things like that. It really depends, though. Like, if you feel like the unit can benefit from it.
I think, like, the only skill I keep in C that aren't buff are, like, ploys, obviously. Yeah. Threaten Death on archers because of Brave Bow, and that's about it.
Alright, so let's move on. Hopefully that gave you a bit of a better idea. This one is going to be interesting, because this was an Olivia build that was sent in. It's performance art Olivia, and this was sent in by Jared. And let me just pull that up real quick, and there you go. That is a fully built Olivia. As you
Oh
can
boy, pro Jared.
yes, pro Jared. I mean, Jesus. I really, my God, distant defense seal on both the A and
S.
Yep.
Well, I mean, if you're going to go with that build, I'd strongly recommend switching that C skill. The reason why I say this is she's very tanky, and if you want to use water sweep, you'll want to have Breath of Life as your C skill, because with the Dancer Fan, that's 14 HP healed on everyone around her without much of a problem dealing with good old
mages.
Good old mages. That would be a bit of a problem since
And technically,
12.
technically, she can also tank some some archers fairly decently too. Actually, with both the
That's
seals,
debatable, but they have to be the one attacking first, really.
Yeah, I'm just saying that
Like,
she can. I mean, all in all, Breath of Life would probably be good, but I really like this Olivia build. That just kind of shows you how, I mean, her and Sakura are just such interesting dagger units. I really love them.
Ironically, and also, if you want to be more of a DPS, you might want to give her the kitty paddle, because she's going to deal mainly against mages. So
yes,
because she's going
another specialty unit for another specialty unit. That's a good strategy, Jay. Thanks for that.
I'm just saying it's a possibility if you want to do that, or
but not
if
really,
you want to...
Jared. God damn it, Jay. Jared, I love your Olivia. So I mean, but threat and speed. Probably not the best. I would go with something else. Breath of Life would work too. And apologies for the sniffles, by the way. Alrighty, so moving on to the next one. This is Telltale. This one was sent in to us by a Telltale. Let's see here. Smashuyama is apparently the name. I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly. This Telltale has neutral stats, and they were wondering how they should build her.
Holy shit, that's neutral? What the fuck happened to her res?
Well, life and death.
No, but even then, it's 22 res. I think that's res minus.
Really? Yeah. Well, they said neutral, so I just kind of went with that. Let me go and take a look real quick, just to make sure. I need help building her. She has neutral IVs, is what they said. So, I'm gonna go and take a look and make sure that this is... Because apparently...
I know attack and speed are neutral. I think it's HP plus, res minus, actually.
Hard to say.
I'm going by memory here. Let me check.
Yeah, you're right. It's HP plus, res minus. So, not neutral IVs. You just learned something new there. So,
Most of the new units I have the stat at level 40 maxed out, or, well, not maxed out, but like memorized rather, for the most part, just because I use them so much on calculators.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, so, not neutral IVs, they're Smashu, so, Smashuyama, unfortunately...
Though for the most part, it's really just as if it was neutral.
I mean, honestly, so... For Telltale, I honestly think that you can really build her just like Nino, and you'll get the same sort of,
Yeah, essentially, like good old Draconic Aura for the same reason I said earlier. Good old Desperation, because she's fast.
Yeah, I mean, that 40 speed, your Desperation will do really well. Draconic Aura, as said before. Drive speed works just fine for her. I mean, that's a good, that's the one good thing about her, is that she has a drive ability. So
Which is ironic, because she has it at 4-star.
Yeah, I know, right? So it's really nice to have, and not only that, she's that means she can provide speed bonus to anything. But Desperation's a good slot. Draconic Aura, and for her S, well, you can. I mean, unfortunately, her res and her defense are going to take a serious hit with life and death, but that's just kind of how it goes. So, what would you suggest for an S slot if you were to?
Well, I mean, if you're going to plan to go as a Desperation build, speed is key, so speed plus 3.
Yeah.
Or speed plus 1, whichever
seal you have. Yep. And, I mean, she doesn't have the resistance to really pull off any sort of ploys or anything like that.
Yeah, it's really just speed plus 3 as far as I can tell.
Speed would probably be best, or if you happen to have any of the, you know, the squad ace equivalent. Is there one that I'm pretty sure there
Yes,
is a speed.
Squad Ace D is the one for
Yeah.
it. I know because I gave it to my Ira, who's at 49 speed.
Oh, you're a monster. Okay, well. So there you go, Smashu. You learned that you don't have neutral IVs, and that you can just basically build her like Nino, and you will do fine. Desperation, Draconic Aura, you're good to go. Alrighty, next up. This is a Cain that was sent in. Oh, boy. Life and Death seems to be something that pops up a lot more now, I've noticed. This Cain was sent in by Jean. This is an attack plus defense minus Cain, and they were just wondering if there was anything that they could really do to change it, or if they really, or if you felt that this was good enough for it. Also, they also mentioned that they don't understand. They also said to ignore the panic ploy seal, as that was just kind of there for.
Yeah, I was going to say the HP is a bit too low for it, but
yes.
No. In all honesty, all of it is pretty fine. The one thing I would say, it's not even about the character himself, but rather about its teammate. Goat Cavalry is key if you want to make him work on a
Fortify
horse team.
Yeah, Fortify is mostly only useful for, say, mages. You know, the mages are running, you know, Blade Tomes or some other. I mean, goads typically work really well for him and his teammates. So if you really want to, especially if it's melee teammates, you know.
Yeah, there's a team I've been wanting to make for a while now, and the team is essentially Reinhardt, Cain, Frederick, and then whatever last I want. Maybe Abel, maybe, I don't know, another brave weapon variant. Yeah. Because that way you essentially... with Goad, you have plus 12 attack and speed on every brave unit.
Mm-hmm. And that's so, like, ridiculous.
So, like, to give you an idea, that Cain right here, 60 attack, 44 speed.
Yeah, that's going to be ridiculous if you do build with Goads in mind. Goads are crazy for brave weapons, and if you really want to try and do that, but if you're running him with, I would say a mage, you know, like say maybe he's with like a Blade Tome or something. Then I don't really see too much of a problem, just as, you know, maybe...
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if you want a specialized team, goats are a bit better, but as is a bit better. Though I will say, Swordbreaker might be a bit better than Desperation if you just have one own, because then you're only at 38 speed, which is... I don't want to say low, but it's just slightly above average, not exactly enough to get quads on important stuff.
Yep. Swordbreaker is just... good all-arounder for, like, you know, sword units that are competing against other sword units. Kind of like how
essentially,
kind of like how Green Tome units have the same sort of thing. So I had to feed Henry to Henry, which was really weird. Anyways, let's move on to the next unit. This is Hinata.
Just picture this in your head: Henry with a coffin, 4-ring Henry inside the coffin.
Okay, that's enough. Thanks. Please stop. This was from Krolf, I believe. This Hinata is HP plus, speed minus, and they were wondering, let me just get that up real quick, just to make sure. I have the email right here. They said he is HP plus, speed minus, if I remember correctly. And I really don't know what I'm going to be doing with this build. I normally like tanky units / playstyles, but I have but I've also put Desperation on him for Brash Assault gimmick, because, you know, that's a possibility right there. His ally support is Inigo. I'm tempted to promote another Hinata to merge, Rip Feathers. I might be thinking about feeding my Saber to him for shield pulse. Should I focus on physical defense or keep going with magic? Help.
I'd focus on defense. You don't have exactly the res or color really for it.
I would say defense.
Dealing with mages.
I would say defense is probably the best option there, obviously.
I mean, I've seen Ike tank a Reinhardt and then body him, but that's just because the guy has distant def 3 on his Ike.
Yeah.
It's a plus 10 res plus Ike, and just a ton of gimmicks, really.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think Hinata can really become too much of a res tank too much, honestly. But
Hinata is kind of like trying to tank Reinhardt with Crumb.
Yeah, it's just I'd say he does a lot better with defense if you're gonna go with that. I mean, you already have Earth Boost on him, so I don't really see too much of a problem there. Deflect magic can work well enough, I guess, to at least stop some of the problems that might come up for him. I mean, he has enough HP that he should, I would hope, survive a Reinhardt assault, maybe? Just a, well, granted speed, oh boy.
No, actually, from what I recall, I believe that Ike was at like 35 res.
Yeah.
And he had 52 HP. Granted, he was probably dealing with a plus 10 Reinhardt, but he was ending up with 6 HP left.
Yes, oh god. So yeah, I would probably just say go defense and make him a defensive tank as opposed to any sort of magical. Just from what we can see.
If you want to make him a DPS, Brave Sword with Death Blow and Brash Assault plus Desperation Gimmick is definitely worthwhile.
Yes, that's also a good option. Oh god, I was about to sneeze, I'm sorry. Anyways, I don't know. Yeah, definitely something like that would be great. You can, you know, Brash Assault...
If you
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
If you do that, I would suggest you also switching a special for Bonfire.
Yeah.
So, because 38 def is 19 extra damage. But, yeah, other than that, that's about it. If you really want him to be a tank, Quick Repose might be a bit better than Swordbreaker. And also, if you do that, I wouldn't kill Saber for Quick and Pulse. I would kill him for his Slayer Edge, actually. Like, as a defense...
Come on, Jay, you can do it. Anyways...
what are words? But yeah, if you're a defender, if you have quick riposte, Slayer Edge would be a bit better, so you could proc Bonfire and the likes a bit faster.
Those are just options for you, though. So, I mean, honestly, with Hinata, I really have no idea too much. Honestly, he's one of the weirder.
Well, to give you an idea, just think of him as like a red Lucas.
Oh yeah. That's very
He's
true.
pretty much that.
He can be that. Yeah, you're right. I mean, then steady breath. I'm kidding, but you know. Anyways.
I mean, that could work, but that's super expensive.
I know. We're just so we're clear. Don't kill your Brave Ike for this Nada, okay? Just saying. But still, there you go. All right, finally, and one last thing before we go and call it a night. We will be doing this much more readily available, so keep sending us your builds. The description, of course, Twitter, Discord, our emails, my email, I should say, not his. Send it to us from there. We're always open. And let's just take a look at what's next. The final one is, of course, a person who got really proud of their build. So let's just take a look. It's Fear.
Is that Various's fucking Fear?
This was sent to Juna Freya was the one that sent this in on Twitter, and as you can see,
I don't know them.
Yeah,
there's someone on Discord that's called Various that has a Fear as well. That's pretty similar to this, actually.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty crazy. I have to say that's a pretty intense Fear there.
Yeah, with the bulk and all.
Yeah, 50 HP, 50 attack, 48 speed. 48 speed, what the hell? 30 defense, 40 res. That's
similar to my Ira.
Yeah, that's getting close to Ira, but Ira, of course.
Like my Ira only has one more attack and speed.
I mean, yeah, Jesus Christ.
Granted, that's not with Fury, that's with Swift Sparrow and without me initiating, but
yeah,
you get the point.
I mean, that's a pretty scary Fear still. I mean, that's not
Definitely.
something I expected to see. I mean, 40 res on her, she's not going to be... Good lord.
I think she can tank Reinhardt.
Oh yeah, she definitely can.
Yeah, she can. Yeah. She can.
So,
though in Cavalry Emblem, Reinhardt would decimate her. That said, with like Deflect Missile, definitely can tank him.
Yep.
Deflect Magic, rather.
Yep. Alrighty, that's pretty much all the builds we have right now. Thank you, Juna Freya. Krolf, I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly. Smashuyama, Gene, and Jared, and Taco for sending in all your units. We'll be doing a live show when I feel better. about all the builds that you can send in, and there will be a lot more opportunities to send in your units. And of course, as always, send them in through the links in the description. And thank you, Jay, for joining me. I'm gonna go and lay down.
Yeah, you better.
So
before I get your dog to sit on you until you fall asleep.
that's weird. Okay, goodbye, guys.